Hello everyone, welcome to evolutionary biology class, and we are in unit 2, which is molecular evolution, and the topic for today is cytochrome C or CYTC. Let's start with the introduction. Cytochrome C was discovered in 1996 by Dr. Jiodong Wang to have an intermediate role in apoptosis, a controlled form of cell death used to kill cells in the process of development or in response to infection or DNA damage. So, the cytochrome complex or the Cyt C is a small heme protein found loosely associated with the inner membrane of the mitochondrion, and it belongs to the cytochrome C family of proteins and plays a major role in cell apoptosis. So cytochrome C is highly water soluble unlike other cytochromes and is an essential component of the electron transport chain where it carries one electron. And cytochrome C is also capable of undergoing oxidation and reduction as its iron atom converts between the ferrous and ferric forms but does not bind to oxygen, and it also transfers electrons between complex 3 and complex 4 in the electron transport chain. And in humans, cytochrome C is encoded by the CYCS genes. And here we can see the three-dimensional structure of the cytochrome C in human. And in humans, the CYCS gene is found in the chromosome number 7. Now, let us see the species distribution of cytochrome C. Cytochrome C is a highly conserved protein across the spectrum of species found in plants, animals, and many unicellular organisms. These, along with its small size, molecular weight of about 12,000 daltons, make it very useful in studies of cladistics. And the cytochrome C molecule has been studied for the glimpse it gives into evolutionary biology. So, cytochrome C has a primary structure consisting of a chain of about 100 amino acids. Many higher order organisms possess a chain of around 104 amino acids. The sequences of cytochrome C in humans is identical to that of chimpanzees, which is our closest relatives, but it differs from that of the horses. And cytochrome C has an amino acid sequence that is highly conserved in eukaryotes, differing by only a few residues. In more than 30 species tested in one study, 34 of the 104 amino acids were conserved at their characteristic position. For example, human cytochrome oxidase reacts with wheat cytochrome C in vitro, which held true for all pairs of species tested. In addition, the redox potential of plus 0.25 volts is the same in all cytochrome C molecules studied. Now let us see the structure of cytochrome C. Cytochrome C belongs to class 1 of the C-type cytochrome family and contains a characteristic CXXCH, that is cysteine, Ne2 amino acid, that is XX, and histidine, and then amino acid motif that binds heme. This motif is located towards the N terminus of the peptide chain, and it contains a histidine as the fifth ligand of the heme iron. The sixth ligand is provided by a methionine residue found towards the C terminus. The protein backbone is folded into 5 alpha helices that are numbered from alpha 1 to alpha 5 from N terminus to C terminus. Helices alpha 3, 4 and 5 are referred to as 50S, 60S and 70S helix respectively when referring to mitochondrial cytochrome C. And let's see the heme C. While most heme proteins are attached to the prosthetic group through iron ligation and tertiary interactions, the heme group of cytochrome C makes thioether bonds with two cysteine side chains of the protein. So, one of the main properties of heme C, which allows cytochrome C to have variety of functions, is its ability to have different reduction potential in nature. This property determines the kinetics and thermodynamics of an electron transport reaction. So, let's see the function of cytochrome C. So, cytochrome C is a component of the electron transport chain in mitochondria, and the heme group of cytochrome C accepts electron from the BC1 complex and transport electrons to the complex 4. So cytochrome C is also involved in initiation of apoptosis. Upon release of cytochrome C to the cytoplasm, the protein binds apoptotic protease activating factor 1, that is APF1. Cytochrome C can also catalyze several redox reactions such as hydroxylation and aromatic oxidation, and shows peroxidase activity by oxidation of various electron donors such as the 2,2-azinobis and 2-keto-4-thimethyl butyric acid and 4-amino-antipyrine. So a bacterial cytochrome C functions as a nitrite reductase. So now let us see the role of cytochrome C in apoptosis. In addition to its central role as power source, mitochondrial respiratory chain is the major source for generation of reactive oxygen species, or the ROS. Under normal physiological conditions, 1 to 2% of molecular oxygen consumed by mammalian cell is metabolized to reactive oxygen species. Consequently, the reactive oxygen species including superoxide anion radical, hydrogen peroxide and hydroxyl radicals are constantly formed in all aerobic cells. Low level of indigenous reactive oxygen species are essential to the cells for regulating various physiological processes such as cell signaling pathways and regular cell proliferations. However, an excess production of reactive oxygen species in cells under various pathological conditions can cause mitochondrial dysfunctions, protein oxidation, DNA mutations, and excessive cellular damage, all of which can lead to translocation of cytochrome C from mitochondria to cytosol. The translocation of cytochrome C from mitochondria to cytosol is a critical event in the activation of intracellular signaling, and it results in a cascade of caspase activation and leads to programmed cell death, which is known as the apoptosis. The mitochondrial or the DNA damage and apoptosis have been implicated in diseases that are linked to oxidative stress or hypoxia, such as atherosclerosis, cancer, diabetics, rheumatoid arthritis, post-ischemic perfusion injury, myocardial infarction, cardiovascular diseases, chronic inflammation, stroke, septic shock, aging, and other degenerative diseases in humans. Apoptosis or programmed cell death is a regular, highly conserved physiological process and is an active research topic of biochemical and biomedical sciences. This regulated process is responsible for removal of damaged or infected cells from the cellular population, which links apoptosis to cell cycle, replication, and DNA repair. Moreover, apoptosis is one of the main mechanisms governing accurate embryonic development and the maintenance of tissue homeostasis. So, apoptosis in cells usually is characterized by specific morphological and biochemical changes showing nuclear shrinkage, chromatin condensation, DNA fragmentation, and membrane blebbing. So the research communities all over the globe predicts that there are two main pathways which are involved in apoptotic cell death. Number one, that is the extrinsic or death receptor pathway, and the intrinsic or mitochondrial pathway. In both pathways, translocation of cytochrome C from mitochondria to cytosol or cytoplasm is one of the most important regulatory steps. Once the cytochrome C has been released into the cytosol, it interacts with the protein called APAF1. So this leads to the recruitment of procaspase-9 into a multi-protein complex with cytochrome C and APAF1 called the apoptosome. Formation of the apoptosome leads to the activation of caspase cascades, which further leads to the activation of apoptosis. Such cytochrome C release has been reported for apoptosis induced by chemotherapeutic drugs, oxidative stress, UV irradiation, serum, and glucose deprivation. And this is the diagrammatic representation of mitochondrial mediated apoptotic signaling. So here we can see cytochrome is released from the mitochondrion, which leads to the formation of apoptosome and activation of procaspase-9. And active caspase-9 cleaves and activates caspase-3, which then finally leads to the apoptosis or the cell death. Now let us see the role of cytochrome C in mitochondrial electron transport chain. So mitochondria are often referred to as the powerhouse of the cell because they produce approximately 90% of the required energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate ATP through oxidative phosphorylation. Thus, the primary role of oxidative phosphorylation is the production of energy which drives all cellular processes. So, mitochondrial ATP production occurs through the flow of electron from nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide NAD or flavin adenine dinucleotide FAD reducing equivalents. So these electrons are passed through a series of respiratory complex in the inner mitochondrial membrane called electron transport system, and it results in the formation of electrochemical gradient which enables the ATP synthase to synthesize the energy rich ATP molecules. So the mitochondrial respiratory chain comprises series of 5 multi-subunit enzyme complexes, namely the complex 1, complex 2, complex 3, complex 4 and complex 5, and 2 electron carriers, that is ubiquinone and cytochrome C. So these 2 electron carriers play a very critical role in the efficient transfer of electrons in the electron transport chain. And this is the diagrammatic representation of the mitochondrial respiratory chain and the oxidative phosphorylation reaction. Now let us see the role of cytochrome C as an antioxidative enzyme. Cytochrome C is also known to play a role in the electron transport chain and cell apoptosis. However, a recent study has shown that it can also act as an antioxidative enzyme in the mitochondria, and it does so by removing superoxide and hydrogen peroxide from mitochondria. Therefore, not only is cytochrome C required in the mitochondria for cell respiration, but it is also needed in the mitochondria to limit the production of superoxide and hydrogen peroxide. And this is the reaction which shows the removal of superoxide and hydrogen peroxide by cytochrome C. So superoxide detection. Cytochrome C has been used to detect peroxide production in biological systems. As superoxide is produced, the number of oxidized cytochrome C3+ oxidized cytochrome increases and reduced cytochrome C2+ decreases. However, superoxide is often produced with nitric oxide. In the presence of nitric oxide, the reduction of cytochrome C3+ is inhibited. This leads to the oxidation of cytochrome C2+ to cytochrome C3+ by peroxynitrous acid, an intermediate made through the reaction of nitric oxide and superoxide. So presence of peroxynitrite or hydrogen peroxide and nitrogen dioxide in the mitochondria can be lethal, since nitrate tyrosine residues of cytochrome C, which leads to the disruption of cytochrome C's function as an electron carrier in the electron transport chain. Other important biological functions of cytochrome C. Current cancer therapy protocols such as chemotherapy, gamma irradiation or immunotherapy primarily exerts their anti-tumor effects by inducing apoptosis in cancer cells, and this releases the functional apoptosis initiating protein cytochrome C into the cytoplasm of cells. Recent reports suggest that cytochrome C are not only released into cytoplasm of cells, but furthermore it leaves the cells and reaches the serum of patients, those who undergoes cancer therapy. Thus, the release of cytochrome C can be used to monitor and evaluate the efficacy of therapy towards cancer treatment. In the last few decades, it is confirmed that cytochrome C is also released into the blood circulation following myocardial infarctions, cardiac arrest and resuscitation. In myocardial infarctions, the oxygen supply to regions of the heart becomes interrupted. During such events, cells die and then release cytochrome C into the circulating blood. So recent studies suggest that measuring the levels of this circulating cytochrome C could also serve as in vivo marker of mitochondrial injury, organ damage, and prognosticate survival after resuscitation from cardiac arrest. Some similar observations have been made in patients with wide variety of critical conditions. For example, Adachi et al. Reported rapid rise in serum cytochrome C concentrations in patients showing systemic inflammatory response syndrome and multi-organ dysfunction syndrome, with higher levels observed in patients who did not survive the episode. Likewise, the level of cytochrome C in patients presenting with influenza-associated encephalopathy were significantly higher. Similarly, the study of Skida et al. Indicated that the assay of serum cytochrome C is very sensitive for the detection of liver damage, and such assays may also be applicable for prognosis of patients with oxidative in those including the prediction of prognosis, the complication of brain edema. Decrease in the cytochrome C redox activity was also successfully applied for the sensitive detection of anti-respiratory poisons. So consequently, the detection of cytochrome C release is increasingly important, as this not only provides valuable information about the nature and extent of apoptosis but serves as a preclinical indicator of various pathologies, medical diagnostics and therapeutic treatment. And this diagram summarizes the multiple biological functions and clinical importance of cytochrome C. And by this we come to the end of our class. Thank you for listening. Like, share and subscribe to the channel for the upcoming classes. Thank you.